talk about staying the course and believing in the process. And as I was putting this final deal together, I was thinking through the pledge, or really any good plan you put in place. Like, you have a great plan for your Monday. Sunday you got organized, and I'm going to do this. We're going to lease 4 apartments. We're going to make this place bright and shiny. We're going to live by the pledge. You lay out this plan, and you go in Monday, and you're just on fire, and you just kick butt. And it's really what Russell Wilson's all about. This guy he's just a machine. And physically, he's no giant. He's not a 6'5" cheater like Tom Brady. I think he's 5'11", 204 pounds, which is not your prototypical NFL quarterback. Not super highly recruited. He was recruited. Went to NC State. Boom. I like that. And then he should have transferred to Washington State University, but he didn't. Big mistake. So I think I'm ready. Oh, I lost my wingman.
She's there.
I didn't lose you. I truly believe in positive synergy, that your positive mindset gives you a more hopeful outlook, and belief that you can do something great means you will do something great. Positivity is such a fuel. If you're one of these no people, or you're a Debbie Downer, I've been working really hard on Aisha's positivity, and I think the results are showing. Yeah, every week. Hi, Kristen. Well, I was making up for the Kirsten thing.
Thank you, Gregory.
Usually when people say Gregory to me, that means they're mad at me. Yeah. Good morning to you. Positivity is this fuel that we all have access to. Every day we can walk in and be positive, even in a bad situation. Andrew had a bad situation. Lindsay had a bad situation this week, and they dealt with it with grace and positivity. Our residents, I got a report last night that every resident is accounted for, taken care of, and happy. In a bad event, here's something that was really bad, and yet through positivity, great planning, and perseverance, boom, we have happy people. So the power of positivity is what drives Russell Wilson, and it has driven him to, exceptional plateaus. Go Utes, Tim, looking good.
Woo! Morning, Tim.
Another Russell Wilson quote: my dad used to wake me up at 5:30 in the morning and hit ground balls and tell me, don't be afraid to excel, don't be afraid to be great. I love that, don't be afraid to be great. We run into this thing where all of a sudden we have more responsibility, and a lot of times we choke. We're not ready for the stage. We're not ready for more success. This has been plenty of success for me. I'm going to stop right here. I can only be a property manager. I'm done. Okay, because I don't want to be great. I just want to be good. Don't be afraid to be great. Don't be afraid to excel. That whole concept where at work, you're working, living the pledge, and you're showing off. You're not just showing you off, you're showing the whole team off. We can do this, and we can do it, stick our chest out and be proud that we're great. There's nothing wrong with that. Yep. Only person I can change is the one in the mirror. Controlling the controllables, the thing I can definitely do each and every day. And you think about me this week, they gave me the opening speech every day. That is not nice. And still, here I am trying my ass off, trying to keep everything where it belongs. I can control me. I didn't like that assignment. I didn't really, I mean, I'm a bitcher. So I did complain here and there, but I made a joke of it. But yesterday, I did not want to talk to you people. I stayed up past my bedtime. I was forced to drink more red wine. But what I could do was take a hot shower and come in here and pretend to myself that I felt great. I did have the fact going that I love seeing you people and you inspire me, so boom. So you guys can control how you act and react every single day with your team. Lindsay can choose to make her team better, stay the same, or make them worse. Every day she can choose that. You don't have to take a day off. Excellence never does. All right? Oh, we're getting good at this. Live with a purpose, play with a purpose. Russell Wilson has a mission. And if you read about this guy, his mission is to win championships. And he does that because he lives with a purpose, he plays with a purpose. Our professional purpose in this room is the Pledge of Excellence. We live it, we eat it, we think it. Rob and I drink it. And it's 24/7. People in this room have said the Pledge of Excellence has been great for me professionally, so I'm going to use it personally. I'm one of those people. I try to live it in every aspect of my life. How I treat my friends, how I work in the office, how I interact with you folks. When I go to a store or a restaurant, I have bored Kelly with way over 1,000 Pledge of Excellence stories, good and bad, from my experiences mostly in restaurants, because I, as you can tell, eat in restaurants. But I love to analyze how people act and react. Last night at that place, Poquitos, the service in my area was off the charts great. Yeah, I mean, just the girl had such a smile on her face, and she was happy to serve us, and she didn't have to be happy to serve us. She's probably really not happy to serve us. But she chose that time last night to act like we were super important to her. She doesn't even know us. I mean, she was extraordinary. For some people, she might have been too good. I don't think I've arrived. I think I'm continuing to get there, getting closer and closer to where I want to go, but I'm not there yet. And I just love how, here's a guy who should have won 2 Super Bowls at a very young age, and yet he still says that he hasn't arrived yet. All pro, he lives his life, you know, he's as clean as a whistle. You've never heard a bad thing about Russell Wilson, except maybe that he's too nice. Just unbelievable mindset for a champion. And I think it's important that no matter how great you are at your job, there's still room for improvement. And your team, I think that's one of the takeaways that we want from this conference, is that we talked about how you're only as good as your weakest link. It's a mentality to really, really think about. Your building might be nailing the Pledge of Excellence, but we can get better. Make that worst person better.
Are you ready?
Yep. Oh, that surprised me a bit.
You're going off script.
Yep. Yep. Okay, what I was supposed to do is let's apply this Russell Wilson stuff to Horizon. You know, in these quotes, which you'll receive, you just read what he is saying and his mindset. Be positive, work hard, control the controllables, have a purpose, keep pushing for more. There's no magic in that. He doesn't have this unbelievable formula that nobody else has. He doesn't have this dust that he's sprinkling on his little 5'11" self. He wasn't on anyone's radar to be an all-pro. He wasn't on, I don't think he was even on anyone's radar to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. He wasn't on anyone's radar to win a Super Bowl, and he should have won 2. We all know that. He's done it with simple self-improvements that we can all use and apply to ourselves. Working hard, controlling the controllables, being positive, having a purpose, and keep pushing for more. Even when they lose, the first comment he says after the game is, I believe in the process and I'm going to stay the course. And he doesn't say I, he says we. We believe in the process, we will stay the course. Start of this past season, they lost the first 2 games. And he's still saying that same positive crap. And then they won 7 of 8. Because, I had a couple bumps in the road and believed in the process and stayed the course. Examples like Russell Wilson are all over the place, everywhere. In this room, in this hotel, across the street, they're everywhere. The point is that excellence and success, like Russell Wilson's success, it's not a birthright. He wasn't this magic, embryo that was going to be great. Just a normal dude who worked really, really hard. 5:30 in the morning as a teenager getting up to work out. That's not normal. We had people here get up at probably 5:30 in the morning and go to spin. That is not normal. But so it's not a birthright, it is earned. And it's earned and re-earned every day as you get up and you plan your day and you're going to go to your property to kick some butt. You earn it through hard work, having a purpose, following the pledge, on and on. The pledge is a work tool and a life tool. Creating excellence is not easy, and it does not come without effort, failure, frustration, collaboration, thinking out of the box, or just plain ingenuity, having a better idea than the next guy. Russell says that after every game that they have I already said this, but they have a great plan that they will stay the course, get better, and win next week. So, stay the course. It's a profound concept, according to me. Boom! To expect, we must inspect. As leaders, we have to keep our people in check. We have to have them think that we're looking all the time. John Goodman, who Mike and Tim, and I think Rob talked about last night, every single site visit I ever went with that guy, he walked apartments. Even if he was at the building the day before, he'd still go walk vacant apartments. And guy's a billionaire, and my nephew works for him, he's still walking vacant apartments. He doesn't need to. His company has to have it figured out by now, right? Because he's a billionaire. But he's still walking apartments. He's still doing the fundamentals. He's still touching all those fence posts. And it's important that we have the same mentality. When you get to work, where's Tina? Oh, how could I miss you? 6 apartment buildings, a bunch of these crappy houses, a construction project. Her properties are all over beautiful Pullman, Washington, under 3 feet of snow. And it would be easy to just stay in the office. Way easier in February to stay in the office than to get out there and drive around and look at these and walk in the buildings and smell it, touch it, feel it. You've got to do that. For you to have that expectation that we're going to provide excellence, you got to see it, you got to touch it, you got to experience it yourself. And I talked in my opening speech about looking at it from different perspectives. The vendor perspective, the customer perspective, the horizon perspective, and your own perspective. This to expect, we must inspect concept. I was introduced just a couple years into my first job, and it really changed my life. Where I would ask someone to do something and then randomly inspect it on a pretty regular basis. It creates great coaching moments, great bragging, when someone does what you expect or better, great pat on the back time. This is what I want. Let's do it more. Let's do it more often. So our DNA. I'm going to talk about each of these 7, I think, pieces of our DNA. Yeah, 7. And I'm just going to say some words that come to mind. A lot of these I've stolen from Lauren, but just to plant some seeds in your head of what these words mean to myself and to Lauren. So nimble, adaptable, and readiness. Got a fire at a property, nimble. Got to be nimble. You got to go. Wasn't planned. No one gave Andrew warning that they're going to start a fire. So you got to be ready. The windstorms that John has. Got to be nimble. Got to have a plan in place. Got to have a button you can push. The windstorm cleanup button. John, press the button. Boom. Got to have a plan. This stuff, it'll make us so much better if not only is our manager nimble, but our team is nimble. They can adapt to something they haven't seen before, something they didn't expect. Selfless. My favorite of the 7, for sure. Team first, and there's no I in we. My mom was the most selfless person I've ever met. She never cared about herself. You couldn't beg her to care about herself. My sister and I chipped in money to buy her a nice pair of shoes, and she cried and returned them because it wasn't about her. Whenever I would bring friends home, all of a sudden, I'm so far down the list of things important to her that there's no way I could get her to do anything for me. Because we have this guest who is now, just the most important person in the world. It's a great trait. We can still celebrate our own victories and be selfless. I can still care more for you and care for me a little bit too. Passionate. I have made a mistake. Because I should have had a picture of Red up there with her red dragon wings flying all over Eugene. Just being Kelly. When you're passionate, you're in it. And on here I typed in with 2 capital letters to emphasize the in. You're in it. It's in your belly. I have a big belly, so I'm really in it. I'm super, super passionate. And it's also that secret hidden drive of why one person is number 1 and the other one's number 2. That extra passion to be more prepared, to work harder, to care more, all those things that are just in there. It's not where's the operating manual, Miss Palmer? Page 114 says passion. Gosh, I forgot to be passionate today because I only got to page 111. Next. Ethical. Our company, as we were putting together, Tim was there because it was Tim and I's idea. Where's Grandpa? Missed this meeting too. Wow. But as we were putting it together, he didn't. Being ethical was one of the first couple ingredients that as we were brainstorming this idea to do our own thing. And to our credit, with a lot of guidance from our mentors, we have never steered clear of that. And want to pass that down. And so that's a credit to our partnership here. Rob's been a huge part of that too, and Lauren buys into that 1,000%. Curious. Yep. You got to care to know more. And You've got to study your craft. You got to do it when you're not at work. I studied today when I went potty, right prior to this meeting. I read through my notes real quick just to make sure I knew them. Didn't work because I did make a mistake. But curiosity is that fuel. Warren has a lot of curiosity in him. Constantly reading, listening to these.
Podcast.
Thank you for that newfangled word. A podcast is it's a portmanteau, which is the combination of two things that makes a new word that isn't a word. Pod, iPod, cast from broadcast, podcast. That was a crossword puzzle thing. An urban portmanteau, smog. You know, smoky fog. There you go. If you were curious about that, click. Okay, next please. Tenacious. A recent addition. This used to say teammates, yeah. And you know, what did I write down about tenacious? Relentless, grit. I love grit. Never give up, which brings us to our next part, correct? So this is, before you hit play, this guy is old like me, although he's not around anymore, but his name is Jimmy Valvano, and this is a speech he gave at the ESPYs. And this guy, really fantastic guy. He was tenacious about life, even though he had very little life left. So let's play that.
I just got one last thing. I urge all of you, to enjoy your life, the precious moments you have, to spend each day with some laughter and some thought, to get your emotions going, to be enthusiastic every day. And Ralph Waldo Emerson said nothing great can be accomplished without enthusiasm, to keep your dreams alive in spite of problems, whatever you have, to be able to work hard for your dreams to truly become a reality. Now I look at where I am now, and I know what I want to do. What I would like to be able to do is to spend whatever time I have left and to give maybe some hope to others. Right? Arthur Ashe Foundation is a wonderful thing. And AIDS, the amount of money pouring in for AIDS is not enough, but it is significant. But if I told you it's 10 times the amount that goes in for cancer research, I also tell you that 500,000 people will die this year of cancer. And I also tell you that 1 in every 4 will be afflicted with this disease. And yet, for somehow, we seem to have put it in a little bit of the background. I want to bring it back on the front table. We need your help. I need your help. We need money for research. It may not save my life. It may save my children's lives. It may save someone you love. And it's very important. And ESPN has been so kind to support me in this endeavor and allow me to announce tonight that with ESPN's support, which means what? Their money and their dollars, and they're helping me, we are starting the Jimmy V Foundation for Cancer Research. And its motto is, don't give up, don't ever give up. And that's what I'm going to try to do. Every minute that I have left, I will thank God for the day and the moment I have. And if you see me, smile and maybe give me a hug, because that's important to me too. But try, if you can, to support, whether it's AIDS or the Cancer Foundation, so that someone else might survive, might prosper, and might actually be cured of this dreaded disease. I can't thank ESPN enough for allowing this to happen, and I'm going to work as hard as I can, for cancer research, and hopefully maybe we'll have some cures and some breakthroughs. And I'd like to think I'm going to fight my brains out to be back here again next year for the Arthur Ashe recipient. I want to give it next year. thing, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul. And those three things are going to carry on forever. I thank you, and God bless you all.
So what I love Jimmy Valvano, just a very inspiring guy. Like Russell Wilson, but a little bit different. He didn't have these great tools. He just got there with grit, tenaciousness, and then here he is in his last months, and all he's thinking about is helping others. And he didn't make it to the next year to give the award, unfortunately. The other thing that I've listened to a lot of his speeches, he always talks about the use of laughter in work. And I love that. I try to crack a few jokes here and there when I'm talking about work, when I make site visits. And it's, you know, this isn't a serious subject like cancer. We're managing apartments, you know, big deal. So it's okay to bring laughter. He brought, earlier in this speech, he brings laughter to a crowd of people that are standing there knowing he's going to die. He had to be helped to the stage. That's how frail he was and how weak he was. But still, he chooses to bring laughter to a very serious subject, which puts everyone at ease. You know, they don't want to. A lot of people in the crowd were super uncomfortable because they know what his plight was going to be. It was not going to be a good outcome. So anyway, laughter is such a great tool to put people at ease and to get the job done. Is there another slide?
This one.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. The pledge is undefeated. And the pledge is people. It's Horizon people, which is why we have that picture there. That's from Poquitos last year, right?
Yeah.
Look at those people. Wow. I wore that same sweatshirt this year. It's interesting that I would choose to repeat. Candace wouldn't do that. So interesting. But I do like that sweatshirt. It is Cougar. Rob has one like it. Anyway, the pledge is undefeated. When utilized by you and your team at, I was going to say at the highest level, but it doesn't even have to be the highest level. Just when it's used and there's buy-in, it's undefeated. Market-leading results. Tim is going to talk later about the industry. And one of the things I hope he touches on is the market result compared to a Horizon result. It's significantly different. And different in the form that we're better. And we're better because of, hi Tim.
I'll add that.
Okay.
I'll add that.
See, sometimes all you have to do is hope and things happen with positive attitude. But our returns are better because of the Pledge of Excellence and, more importantly, the people that apply it. We're going to leave this conference with, I think, a new attitude about the 5 levels of management and moving all of our people up, demanding more, pushing for more, expecting more. The separation for our company, here we are, here's the pack, is in the preparation. It's preparing your team each and every day to be successful by using the pledge, by being a part of their life, caring. Your commitment to them is the difference between good and great. If you truly care about them and their growth, you don't have to think about yourself, because it'll just happen. They'll force you up. Be the pledge all the time. Be number 1 in customer service all the time. Customer service is the first of the 4 for a reason. If we treat people great, we're going to be great. Simple as that. The other stuff is as important, and it's a holistic pledge. You got to do them all. But customer service is first for a reason. We're going to treat people as we ourselves wish to be treated in each and every situation. We're going to be customer first. Not us first, customer first. And we're going to err on which side?
Side of the customer.
Rob, yes, on the customer side. All right? That's why we have the above and beyond program, so that we can do that. So that the leasing agent who has made an oops doesn't have to track the manager down to err on the customer side. You're going to fix it, they're empowered to fix it, we move on, turn a 0-star into a 5-star right there. Takes 2 seconds. Live the pledge, 110% pledge, 100% of the time, stay the course. Thank you very much.